Barbecue is kind of like a drug. It's once you win, you get that fire lit within you. Hi, I'm Harry Su. I'm from Style Daddy BBQ, Los Angeles based. I build data centers for a living. I'm an IT guy. And one day at work, one of my coworkers came in and said, hey, I saw a great movie. It was called The Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. So we were told that, hey, we are a bunch of IT nerds. We should do something fun with our life before we kick the bucket. So they gave me a stretch goal in addition to the normal bucket list goal. They say, Harry, you like to cook. You should go enter a contest. I went and entered my very first contest just to get my coworkers off my back. But I filled in my application form and called my team name The Bucket List. My coworkers looked at it and said, that's a boring name. So they decided that apparently in the South, when you eat something you really like, it's so good you want to go and slap somebody. They said, why don't you call it Slap a Daddy? My first reaction was, that is a stupid name. But I figured, hey, I've got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna use it one time. Long story short, I go to Palm Springs, cook my very first contest in America, and I end up winning it. And that was 10 years ago. Since then, I've been very fortunate, traveled around the world and won many first places. I decided to go to Texas to study computer engineering. And when I got to Texas, the very first week, my coworker at the cafeteria, she took me out to have Texas style barbecue. I took one bite of that Texas brisket, one bite of that Texas short rib, and I fell in love with American barbecue. I spent the next 20 years of my life trying to recreate that wonderful flavor. I actually try to stay true to the tradition. I will never try to modify or change the cuisine. I will try to master the basics of the cuisine. Once I master the basics, then I'm allowed to kind of do my own riff on it. I'm a big fan of fusion cuisine, where the elements blend seamlessly together. I'm not a fan of confusion cuisine. When I first started barbecuing 40 years ago, there was not a lot of instructional material and not a lot of food science. Because I'm an engineering type person, I decided that I would tackle it a different way. I would study food science and use food science combined with the art of cooking in order to achieve world-class results. I have a lot of fun cooking barbecue because barbecue is an expression of love. Life is really about three things, right? Having health, happiness, and love. I always believe that the first 20 years of your life, you go to school and you learn. When you hit 20 to 40, your job is to learn from all the masters you come across in your lifetime, to learn as much from everybody as you can. When you hit 40, headed to 60, you are supposed to hone your craft to be the best that you can be in whatever skill or talent you have in this world. When you hit 60 like I am, it's time to just give it away, because the last 20 years of your life, it should be spent giving away what you know to the next generation coming behind you. So barbecue is something that it requires a different skill set, a different set of food science. And I'm fortunate that I have spent many years studying it. And now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach the world. And part of being on BBQ Stars is my way of sharing my knowledge with the world. So a lot of folks at work have no idea that on Friday, I'm like Superman. I walk into the phone booth and I come out a different person. And I am in the fire, smoke, and heat of competition barbecue. Because I learned how to cook, I know how to cook, I realize a lot of people out there, they don't know how to cook. So I'm trying to create a foundation where we go out and we teach at-risk use, some skill sets so that they can turn their life around. We're trying to basically train many pitmasters around the country who can execute that program in their own respective cities, where they spend 6 hours on a Saturday going out, pairing with a social worker, and reaching out to all these at-risk youths who will benefit from a refreshing change to their daily routine. I always tell people really that life is really not about accumulating. Life is about giving. And at the end of the day, these trophies are fun, but really they don't give you happiness. Happiness is something that is based on understanding that to be happy, you really need to be grateful, because there's nothing more rewarding than sharing love, relationships, and memories.